It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Elgood's Brewery, and this is a bottle of their English Red Ale. Their English Red Strong Ale, because it's 8.7% ABV, this one. There's a look at it. It's in a 330 millilitre bottle, which I think is a perfect size for something like this. I don't think you want a pint of a 8.7% ABV beer. If you were to go to a bar, you'd grab yourself a glass like this, or the barman would offer you a glass like this, and maybe you'd have a third or a half, 330s max of something like this. Stout, imperial stout, barley wine, English strong red ale. That's the sort of it's a good bottle for what this style is. Ignore the condensation on the bottle. The beer's been out the fridge now, well over half an hour, so it's had time to warm up. I want to experience those red malts, those dark red malts in the beer. And store the beer by all means in your fridge, nice and cold. But when it comes to drinking it, because my fridge is set at 4 degrees, you don't want to be drinking this at 4 degrees. It'll almost ruin the whole experience. You have to get it up to about, I'm feeling this now, and I'm going to make a guess of about 8 to 10 degrees this beer would be. Jet black bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Elgood's Brewery have been brewing beer since 1795. That's 230 years. Let's see if it's bottle condition. Let's get this beer, give it a wash round in the bottom of the bottle here and get it in. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that last little poof of beer hitting the glass? It sort of energised the whole glass of beer, didn't it? It's got a small one finger, slightly off-white head, good levels of carbonation in the beer. It's dark brown red. So I'd be tempted to call this like an imperial red ale, something along those lines. Looks lovely. There's no sediment in the bottom of the glass. It's nicely carbonated. The beer is available from our channel sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. Beers of Europe, the largest online beer store in the UK, with a fabulous range of beers from all over the world. If you've been on holiday, if you worked away, and you found that perfect beer, that beer that just, it went down fantastically well. The best place to find it in the UK would be beersofeurope.co.uk. Or, of course, if you want to try beer from Scotland or beer from all over the UK, the best place to find it, again, would be beersofeurope.co.uk, because they've got a massive warehouse, a huge warehouse in the UK with lots of beer in, and a restaurant, and a little antique shop as well on the side of it. And there's a link in the description box for beersofeurope.co.uk in case you want to make a beer order. Aroma. Wonderful. I have just reviewed their English Blonde Ale, 8.7% ABV, and now I'm reviewing the English Red Ale, and this is far more suited, getting the aroma on this beer is far more suited to the style. I'm picking up lovely kind of toffee malts, quite similar really, quite similar to the Blonde Ale. Toffee malt, toffee hammer malt, kind of that sort of toffee apple toffee. A little bit of sweetness in there. Licorice. A little nuttiness. And a dark fruit, sort of hedgerow fruits, sort of English Fuggles, Golding sort of hop aroma here too. Let's get in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, wow. Yes, that's superb. Watch the English Blonde review if you want to. I had a couple of issues with that beer, but this is fantastic. This is Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. This is lovely, lovely for the style. I have no issues with this beer whatsoever. There's flavours of licorice. There's a little heat in the throat. There's a little heat. There's a little bit of kind of an alcohol heat that slides down the throat into the pit of the stomach. It's toffee hammer, toffee apple, sort of biscuity, sweet malt flavours coming through. It's nice and bitter on the back end, so it's balanced between that sweetness of the malt and the bitterness on the back end. Again, probably Fuggles, Goldings, that sort of thing. Traditional British hops, which really do work with this beer. It's pretty phenomenal, to be honest with you. It's pretty sort of... There's licorice flavours coming through. There's so much going on. There's so much going on, it's almost blowing my mind. For a brewery, this is what I imagine from a brewery that dates back to 1795. They've gone through one of their old brewing logs. They found a traditional recipe from maybe, I don't know, this might be from the 1700s, the 1800s, and early 1900s. This recipe could well be over 100 years old. And that's what you get from an old brewery like this, is that you're allowed to imagine these things. You're allowed to imagine that you're drinking a beer from a recipe that's well over 100 years old. And that's part of the magic. That's part of the magic of drinking historical breweries' beers, is that you don't quite know. You don't quite know if it's a new recipe, if it's part of, say, I think it's 5 generations of Elgood's family brewing. You know, this might be the 5th generation person's ideas. It might be his ideas, and it might be just he wanted a fresh, clean start. Or he might have thought, I'm going to go back and get my grandfather's recipe here, and we're going to brew this red ale, and everyone's going to love it. And that's the joy of it. That's the joy of beer for me. I love craft beer, don't get me wrong. I love it all. I love the innovation, I love the excitement and the moving forward of beer, but I also love the steeped history that we have in the UK for beer. I went to Caerphilly just last week, and I did a blog on the pubs of Caerphilly, and I emphasised, I asked the barman before I started filming, I'm going to emphasise on the pump. And they were kind of like a little bit like, until I explained that I have viewers from, say, Poland or Hungary or America, Australia, where they don't get hand-pulled beer. It's very unique. It's a very unique experience for the world. It's hand-pulled beer, and it comes from the UK. And it's that imagination, it's that kind of like steeped in history love affair that the Brits have with beer that I'm always happy to sort of advertise, if you like. And this is a great beer. Can you imagine this coming out of a hand pull? Can you imagine going down to one of Elgood's pubs and seeing this English red ale coming out of a hand pull at 8.7% ABV? Maybe the pub's got a thatched roof. and there's a log fire burning to the side, and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, yeah, I'm in the moment here. I'm in the moment. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant beer. A fully malty red ale, rich raisin and fruity notes complemented by the English hop aroma and bitterness. Yeah, check out Elgood's Brewery. Check out the English red. Great stuff, great stuff. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.